Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Aisha. I'm the student of B.Ed 1.5 morning. My roll number is 8. The topic that I'm presenting today is parameters of monitoring and evaluation from the subject monitoring and evaluation in educational management. The topic is assigned by our respected Sir Lukman Power. Table of content. Introduction of my topic, definition and origin of monitoring and evaluation, definition of evaluation performance, techniques of evaluation performance, strategies of monitoring and evaluation, monitoring policy. Introduction. Parameters of monitoring and evaluation are the boundaries and guidelines that help in defining or classifying a particular system, meaning an event, project, object, situation, etc. Parameters of monitoring and evaluation includes the techniques, strategies, and policy that is used by organization, educational institutes to evaluate the performance of workers. The parameters guarantees that there is a method to monitor the plan and assess the achievement of the project. Definition of monitoring and evaluation. The word monitoring is derived from the Latin word monior, which means one who reminds or checks, also an overseer, instructor, and guide, and from the Latin word memini, means the one who or that which warns of faults or inform of duties. Another word is evaluation. The evaluation word is derived from the French word evaluer, which means to find out the value, and the Latin word valier means be strong, be well, be of significant, be worth. Definition of evaluation performance. Evaluation performance is the efficient assessment of workers' performance. Moreover, evaluation performance helps to identify the skill and capabilities of the employees for further progress, growth, and improvement. Performance evaluation decides the worth of a work done by a person. Evaluation performance is an assessment and appraisal procedure. It is an activity in perception and making decision. Because of evaluation performance, organizations provide feedback to its workers. Techniques of evaluation performance. There are so many techniques, some of them are here. One is management by objectives. Management by objectives, also known as management by result. It was first popularized by Peter Drucker in his book, The Practice of Management in 1954. Management by objectives is the process of defining a specific objective within an organization that management can convey to the organization members, then deciding how to achieve each objective in sequence. This process allows managers to take work that need to be done one step at a time to allow for a calm yet productive work environment. This process also helps organization members to see their accomplishments as they achieve each objective, which reinforce a positive work environment and a sense of achievement. An important part of management by objective is the measurement and comparison of employees' actual performance with the set standards. Ideally, when employees themselves have been involved with the goal setting and choosing the course of action to be followed by them, they are more likely to fill their responsibilities. Another technique is self-evaluation. Self-evaluation is one of the best method to engage employees in the process of looking at performance setting both job and career goal. The employee self-evaluation ensures that employees prepare thoughtfully for their performance development, planning, or appraising meeting with their managers. It provides a useful opportunity for the employees to seriously consider their level of performance and contribution. In a self-evaluation, an employee responds to a series of questions that helps the employee to evaluate his or her performance during the evaluation period. This guides the employees through a thought process that allows him or her to focus on many aspects and nonsense of performance. Another one is 360 degree. The first documented use of 360 degree feedback is from the German military, who began gathering feedback from multiple sources in order to evaluate officers' performance during World War II. A 360 degree feedback, also known as multi-rater feedback, multi-source feedback, multi-source assessment. It is a process through which feedback from employees, subordinate, colleagues, and supervisor, as well as a self-evaluation by the employee themselves is gathered. Such feedback can also include, when relevant, feedback from external source. who interact with the employees, such as customers, suppliers, or other interested stakeholders. Organizations have commonly used 360-degree feedback for developmental purposes, providing it to employees to assist them in developing work skills and behaviors. However, organizations are increasingly using 360 feedback in performance evaluation and employment decision, for example, pay, promotions, etc. When a 360-degree feedback is used for the performance evaluation purposes, it is sometimes called as a 360-degree review. Another one is checklist. The checklist is a list of statements or words. The checklist method consists of a list of objectives and statements regarding the worker's behavior, for example, management skills, on-time delivery, inventions, etc. If the evaluator have faith that the workers own that attribute or a characteristic stated in the checklist, he places a tick in front of it. If he feels that the worker doesn't have a specific attribute or a characteristic, then he will quit that block, empty, and give some suggestions for the improvement of the workers. This is overall marks from the checklist taken into the attention for assessing the worker's performance. Another one is my own critical review, what I think about the techniques of evaluation performance. Several techniques used for performance evaluation. It is difficult to state that which technique is well to utilize than the other. It rests on the kind and size of industry and organization. Each technique has its own strengths and weaknesses. Every technique has its own possibilities of performance. Therefore, the right method have to be nominated according to the job requirement, level of the workers, and circumstances. Now, strategies of monitoring and evaluation. Monitoring and evaluation strategy is a plan that assists to describe, apply, track, and develop a monitoring and evaluation strategy in a task or a group of project. Monitoring and evaluation strategy designed at the start of the plan or a project. This will guarantee that there is a method to monitor the plan and assess accomplishment. An effective monitoring and evaluation strategy is essential to an effective development of every program. Such a strategy describes which actions ought to monitor, which device to apply, what step to obtain should an event take place. Monitoring and evaluation strategy develop the accessibility and the worth of educational institutions and the organizations. Steps of monitoring and evaluation strategy. First, identify program goals and objectives. The first step to creating an monitoring and evaluation plan is to identify the program goals and objectives. If the program already has a logical method or a theory of change, then the program goals are most likely already defined. However, if not, the MEN plan is a great place to start the program goals and objectives. Secondly, define indicators. Once the program goals and objectives are defined, it is time to define indicators for tracking progress towards achieving those goals. Program indicators should be a fix of those that measure process or what is being done in the program and those that measures outcomes. The third stage is define data collection method and timeline. After creating monitoring indicators, it is time to decide on method for gathering data. How much often various data will be recorded to track indicators. This should be a conversation between program staff, stakeholders, and donors. These methods will have important implication for what data collection method will be used and how the result will be reported. The source of monitoring data depends largely on what indicator is trying to measure. The program will likely need to multiply data source to answer all the programming questions. Second step is identify MEN roles and responsibilities. The next element of ME plan is a section on the role and responsibilities. It is important to decide from the early planning stage who is responsible for collecting data for each indicator. This will probably a mix of M&E staff, research staff, program staff. Everyone needs to work together to get data collected accurately in a timely fashion. Data management roles should be decided with input from all team members so everyone is on the same page and know which indicator they are assigned. This way, when it is time for reporting, there's no surprises. The next step is creating an analysis plan and reporting templates. Once all of the data has been collected, someone will need to compile and analyze it to fill it in a result table for internal review and external reporting. This is likely to be an in-house M&E manager or research assistant for the program. The next is plan for dissemination or donor reporting. The last element of M&E plan describes how and to whom data will be disseminated. Data should always be collected for a particular purpose. The MEN plan should include plans for internal dissemination among the program team, as well as wider dissemination among its stakeholders and donors. For example, a program team may want the review data on a monthly basis to take the programmatic decisions and develop future work plans, while meeting with the donors to review data and program progress might occur quarterly or annually. Dissemination of printed or digital material might occur at a time frequent intervals. These options should be discussed with the stakeholders and the team to determine reasonable expectations for data review and to develop plans for dissemination early in the program. If these plans are in place from the beginning and become routine for the project meeting and other kind of periodic reviews, have a such better chance of being productive ones that everybody looks forward to. Now, the critical review. What I think about this topic. A monitoring and evaluation strategy is a plan that gives detail about goals, aims, and objectives. Monitoring and evaluation plan is a way that facilitates to explain, apply, follow, and develop a monitoring and evaluation strategy within a project. Creating an M&E strategy is an effective and complicated process as it occupies integration and linking diverse elements of EME into universal system to evaluate the presentation and intervention of the impact of a project. M&E strategies should be flexible so amendment can be made anytime within the framework of the work to report for an issue that may possibly happen in the M&E development. The last topic is monitoring policy. Monitoring policy is a collection of action and event describing the investigating the program and application of the policy, discovery probable gaps in the procedure, identify areas for development, and holding policy developer responsible for their actions and events. Monitoring policy improvement and application is an essential element of policy cycle and can be useful in different fields of such as industry, agriculture, education, economics. Monitoring policy can develop policy facts among stakeholders and the usage of appraisal method to provide responsible to resemble and review policies. Now, monitoring policy in education. The monitoring policy in the education is the most important tool of education policy making. In education, the purpose of monitoring policy is to inspect in depth the existing condition of education, recommend replacement for its development, to create up-to-date announcements, and to carry out the organization confirming the excellence of education. Now, what is monitored in education? In schools, the responsibility of principal is to evaluate the teaching learning process assessment system and how this process promotes students' learning. Principals also make sure that the information gathered from monitoring, assemblies, investigate, and used to assess development, identify accomplishment, to set aim, and to update future scheduling. Principal does self-evaluation at the entire school level to discover areas for main concern on school improvement plan. Planning of a teacher display a center of attention on developing 21st century skillfulness within learners. For example, communication skill, group efforts, critical thoughts, imaginative ideas, problem solving, application of technology. Secondly, teachers' planning are efficient, presenting understandable educational goals and outcomes achievement criteria and evaluation process. The teacher's lesson reveals the learning outcomes, achievement criteria, and the evaluation process and planning understandable to the learner. A variety of teaching methods are used which are suitable to accomplish the organizational goals and outcomes. The teacher's main contain an incredibly high quality understanding of his or her subject and produce a beneficial environment for the better learning of students. The teachers offer opportunity for students to build up into the independent learner, active participant, and problem solver. Homework assigned to a learner should be appropriate and helpful for learners. Principal of the school has to monitor that curriculum is implemented properly and the overall efficiency of the school. The learner's books checked on normally, where the head educator center on guidelines of introduction and precise stamping evaluation. The head instructor attempts this investigation of a student's work to evaluate gauge and advancement of the students are making. Lastly, my own point of view in this topic is monitoring policy actions can be used to assemble and investigate records, facts connected to the improvement and application of specific policies. It helps connected policies to specific results and benefits detect and assess policies influence. Monitoring policy have achieved a rising significance in many fields, mainly in the context of economic improvement, education, health sector, poverty alleviation, food security. Successful policy execution needs the capability of monitoring staffs to accomplish the desired policy outcomes. Monitoring policy growth and execution is a vital element of the policy cycle and can useful in sector including agriculture, health, education and finance. Monitoring policy can develop policy detailed among administration, leaders, managers and stakeholders and the use of assessment procedure to give response to reframe and improve policies. It's all about my presentation. Thank you.